Good day, everyone. Mile High Steve here, and today I'm going to be helping you answer one of the biggest questions of 2022. Can the Surface Pro 8 game? Well, I'm not going to keep you in suspense. I'll have the answer for you up in about 60 seconds after this short little video shows you what the Surface 8 looks like and introduces you to a few of its main features. The good news is, yes, for the first time in history, a thin and light tablet PC can game, thanks most notably to its use of the brand new Intel Iris Xe graphics chip. But that yes needs about 4 big asterisks to qualify it. You must absolutely get the 16 gig model. I tried the 8 and it couldn't even load some of the games I'm using today. Second, you must be okay with medium for the quality settings, and must be okay with less than 1080p for the resolution. For all the games I'm using here today, I'm running at 1440 by 960 with medium quality settings and anti-aliasing turned on. And one last thing you'll have to be okay with, and that is getting 30 to 40 frames per second. Although this PC can game, it is not a gaming rig. None of that 4K 60 frames a second gaming here. Now, I'll be evaluating this system's gaming capabilities by using 5 industry standard benchmarks along with 5 games. First up is Time Spy. This is 3D Mark's most demanding test. As you can tell, the Iris Xe graphics do struggle to keep up decent FPS, but the Surface 8 does actually do a better job than some devices using Xe graphics, and there's one device using Xe that only achieves half the score. So all in all, not too shabby a result for the Surface 8 in the Time Spy test. So the Surface 8 finishes the Time Spy benchmark with a score of 1837, which 3D Mark states is excellent compared to similar hardware. You can also see the CPU-GPU temperature chart, which shows the Surface 8 doesn't let either of those get much above 85 degrees Celsius. Next, we have the Wildlife benchmark. This is significantly less demanding than the Time Spy test. It is actually the only 3D Mark demo that doesn't have sound with it. So, of course, I had to add music to it. I bet nobody on the whole planet can tell me where I got this music. Maybe I'll try to come up with a prize for anyone that gets it right. And no, Shazam will not be able to tell you. So for the wildlife benchmark, the Surface clocks in at 10,969, which is surprisingly on the low side compared to similar systems with Xe graphics. But in the next test, the Skydiver benchmark, the Surface 8 really shines, where you can see the FPS climb well above 100 during start. So this final Skydiver 3D mark finishes up with a score of 15708, which 3D mark states is legendary because apparently it is the highest score ever recorded for a system with XE graphics. That's a little hard to believe, but no doubt it definitely performs well. Alright, after those three 3D Mark benchmarks, we have next the industry standard benchmark Cinebench, which uses only the CPU to render a graphic scene and measures the performance using both single-core and multi-core modes. And in this case, you'll see the Surface 8 scores 1434 in single-core mode, which as you can see by the orange bar, earns it second place in its comparison chart, scoring significantly higher than even full desktop CPUs. But in the multi-core mode, the Surface 8 scores a bit pitifully with a score of 4214. And that's because even the Surface 8's highest i7 processor only has 4 cores. The upcoming Surface Pro 9 will have over 10 cores, so should do significantly better in the multitasking department. And our final benchmark comes to us courtesy of Geekbench 5, which is comprised of 3 scores, and the Surface 8 clocks in at 1533 with the single-core multi-purpose test, and 5717 for the multi-core general-purpose test. And last but not least, we have an OpenCL score of 18668, which is a measurement of the GPU's image processing capabilities. And that wraps up the benchmark portion of our evaluation. Onto the evaluation of real-world games played in real life on planet Earth. And man, have I got a treat for you guys. It just so happens my favorite game at the moment, Forza Horizon 5, runs beautifully on the Surface 8. For the undated, Forza Horizon 5 is a photorealistic open-world arcade racing game set in Mexico. Check out these gorgeous scenes from the game, all rendered in real time on the Surface 8 Pro. Now Forza does have a built-in benchmark mode, so we're going to go ahead and run that now. And as you watch, if you'll look up in the right corner of the screen, you will see a small frames per second count. can see Forza getting 29 frames per second on average, but I know there's at least a 10% performance hit that I take having to record while playing, so I'm confident that it'll be more like 32 frames per second. Next up is Shadow of the Tomb Raider. This is the latest and most advanced iteration in the whole game series. It is also the most demanding. All the previous games in the series will run significantly better than this one, including Rise of the Tomb Raider, which was a really good one.
¡Hey! ¡Cuidado, niños!
So Shadow of the Tomb Raider at 1440 by 960 with anti-aliasing turned on clocks in at 29 frames a second, which would really be 32 if you didn't have the performance hit of recording. Next we have the quintessential GTA 5. My kiddo just used that word, so I figured I better use it. And I'm cheating a little bit, guys. This music is actually from Forza Horizon 5, but they didn't have music with the benchmark, so I had to choose something. What is wrong with these people? Why are they acting so scared? What is wrong with them? Yeesh. So GTA finishes with an average of 39 frames per second. Now, if you were to take the complete opposite of GTA 5, you would have Ori and the Blind Forest, a AAA platformer game. I'm including it here because it is just so beautiful, drop dead gorgeous, and they did such a good job with it. And it does run silky smooth on the Surface 8. And next up, last but certainly not least, is a game called Lost Ember from a small indie development team of only 4 or 5 people. It is an absolutely drop-dead gorgeous video game where you take on the role as a fox who can take on the spirit of other animals. And I'm just kidding, guys, this is actually the trailer from the game. And I will be benchmarking the actual game in just a minute. this is the exact same field of grass we saw the fox running through just a few moments, and Lost Ember's getting about 33 frames per second. That's actually the wolf howling, if you were wondering. And so Lost Ember averages about 33 frames per second. Alright, well that finishes up this project. I hope you enjoyed the video, and here is a summary slide containing all the test results.